And the history of the Attitude Era continues on the Adipose TV. This Wrestling Wednesday, we look at the Legion of Doom versus the New Age Outlaws. Truly a passing of the torch match, and indication that the old guard was out and the new kids were coming in. So this is the Legion of Doom versus the New Age Outlaws, and we'll be recreating their match from the Royal Rumble. However, this was actually a feud that consisted of a whole bunch of matches from round about September, October time in 1997, all the way through to the Royal Rumble. The Legion of Doom were the faces, the New Age Outlaws were the heels. But of course something weird was going on, because this was the beginning of the Attitude Era, where it was no longer good enough to just be a good guy, and actually some of these heels, these bad guys, began to be cheered for their heely antics and their anti-authority attitudes, and the New Age Outlaws definitely were able to ride that particular bit of momentum, and they gained in popularity through being sarcastic, making kind of obscene promos, by just kind of being younger and fresher than lots of the other teams that were around there as well. Now the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom, whichever name you prefer to use, have been an incredibly powerful and important tag team in wrestling history, and this was probably their last successful run in the WWF as it was then, and they were tag team champions at the point that this feud started to take place. The New Age Outlaws won the title from them in dubious circumstances on an episode of Raw. The Legion of the Doom were going for the Doomsday Device when on Billy Gunn, when Road Dogg hit, I think it was Animal from behind with the chair. Billy Gunn rolled forward into a kind of victory roll, and they got the pinfall. They then had a rematch on pay-per-view, I believe, and again that one finished with a disqualification victory for the New Age Outlaws when there was interference from another tag team, and then this led to the kind of the blow-off match at Royal Rumble, which of course many people assumed the Road Warriors would win. Most of these feuds go along the lines of heel starts to win at the beginning, face tries to come back, heel retains under dubious circumstances, and then the face teams come back at the end and all is right with the world. But that isn't what happened here, and of course part of that was because of this Attitude Era. This was a period of time when the old wrestlers, the old style of wrestling was going out, and the newer, the fresher, the younger, the more attitude-savvy wrestlers were taking over. And although this feud was obviously set up to protect the Road Warriors, I don't think you'd say that any of the victories that the New Age Outlaws had were clean. And even at the Royal Rumble, when they handcuffed Hawk to the ring post and took on Animal one-on-one, they were still protected in the booking. But crucially, it was the New Age Outlaws that went away with the titles, which kept them with the belts leading up until WrestleMania to face Mick Foley and Chainsaw Charlie, Terry Funk as he was known at the time, and then going on from that to become part of the DX crew and things like that. The true victors of this feud were the New Age Outlaws. Now the gimmicks of these crews worked very nicely in this match, and they worked very nicely in the match that I've recreated here. The New Age Outlaws are the sneaky ones, the heels, the ones willing to take any little advantage possible, faster, and generally trying to just kind of grab any move where they can. But the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom, are the big powerhouses with huge moves, and crucially throughout their career they just don't sell anything. Hawk famously would pop up from a pile driver in as many matches as possible, which would normally get a huge pop from the crowd, but they actually had quite a bad reputation amongst other wrestlers because they just wouldn't sell any offense. But that was part of their charm, their popularity. These were the invincible warriors, and it would take something extremely powerful to put them down, and most of the times they did lose titles, it was under dubious circumstances, disqualification endings, run-in, weapons, all that kind of stuff. They very, very, very rarely lost clean, if at all, except the only time they really lost clean was right in the twilight of their careers, where perhaps it didn't really matter anywhere, and they were no longer the headliners they were before. Animal and Billy Gunn going at it here. Now Billy Gunn was the one from the New Age Outlaws that really kind of had the solo success He had the look, he had the athleticism, he perhaps had the kind of the charm, but it was Road Dogg that really had the charisma. If you remember their little shtick as they double team Animal here to try and gain the advantage with a disgusting little slap to the face of Animal, but Animal powering back, probably angered by that particular maneuver. If you remember the New Age Outlaws entrance little spiel, that was all done from Road Dogg as Animal hits his diving tackle into the face of Billy Gunn. Clearly Billy Gunn going to be incredibly dazed after that. Animal scooping him up, going for the finish here already, and the Doomsday Device destroys Billy Gunn, but Road Dogg is in. Animal doesn't see it, Hawk isn't there, and Billy Gunn is saved from that sure pinfall by that particular maneuver. A desperation submission hold from Billy Gunn here to try and keep Hawk and Animal down, but Billy Gunn is not having a good match here, and unfortunately that kind of became the theme of Billy Gunn's post New Age Outlaws career. He had push after push. He was king of the ring, he was given new gimmicks from occasion, he had a little feud with The Rock, but unfortunately he just wasn't really able to recreate the magic he had in the New Age Outlaws as a solo star. Road Dogg kind of went from tag team to tag team, never really had a solo career. He did have a hardcore championship reign. I think Billy Gunn had an intercontinental championship reign, but they will always be most famous for the team they had with each other. As Billy Gunn hits the famous and goes for the 3 count, and the Hawk kicks out on 1. I mentioned the no selling earlier, and there you have it, taking Billy Gunn's finisher and signature maneuver and basically ignoring it, and then going straight back to the offense. You can see Billy Gunn there holding his head, the effects of that Doomsday Device maneuver very much in effect, and then another huge diving shoulder tackle to Billy Gunn puts him down on the ground. Now the Legion of Doom using traditional tag team maneuvers here, quick tags, keep the guy in the ring fresh, and Billy Gunn forced to tag out here from the injuries that he has sustained in this match. Now the New Age Outlaws of course were incredibly popular because of this kind of young attitude, but a lot of it was simply down to the fact that they were fairly obscene, and Road Dogg was the big instigator there. The whole gimmick of him, his whole gimmick as he punches Animal down to the outside was he would use phrases like doggy style. His finisher involved in making a rather kind of sexual gesture before his pump handle slam, and lots and lots of different kind of references to kind of sex, and of course the whole suck it thing that he did with Billy Gunn. A lot of it was just kind of about having references to sex and drugs. As we go for a suplex, and he's going to put one member through the other, through the table, which of course the Legion of Doom completely no sell as Animal gets back into the ring to battle with Road Dogg. And all these kind of sexual references from the team, such as Billy Gunn mooning people and stuff, made them very, very popular with the young kind of teenage crowd. It was shocking initially, but they of course were one of the teams that caused problems once the parent council started calling and objecting to the amount of smut on the programming. So they did have to tone it down eventually, but they certainly rode. This was a team that definitely rode the attitude, if you like, to the absolute top. If there wasn't an attitude era, it would be very unlikely that the New Age Outlaws would have succeeded, especially in the case of Road Dogg. I mean, just looking at him, he doesn't have a traditional physique, he doesn't have a traditional look. You could argue that there were other wrestlers that were more talented. He even had brothers in the family as well who perhaps had the more of the traditional wrestler look, but because Road Dogg was able to kind of come along the attitude style and was able to kind of use his natural charisma and mic talk so effectively, it was that enabled him to become a star and become a name that we still remember today. Hawk again, no selling anything that is thrown his way. Road Dogg desperately trying to get a grip on these guys, and Hawk comes back again, giving him an atomic drop and then going behind for another maneuver. Looks like he's going to go for a tag, and then drops him with a nasty, nasty chop to the neck. The Legion of Doom here clearly have got Billy Gunn extremely damaged after that Doomsday maneuver. Now it's just a case of them trying to do the same with Road Dogg as well. Road Dogg debating the tag here, but knowing that his partner is injured, doesn't necessarily want to take that risk. and Hawk has brought a weapon into the mix. This is a no disqualification match. We have an injured Billy Gunn now in the ring. Pair of stairs there. Hawk not showing any signs of damage whatsoever. Oh, the drop kick from Billy Gunn missing, and he clips his leg on the stairs. He's going for the 3 count. I think Billy Gunn's going to kick out, but he's not going to be able to survive a lot more than that. Now, Billy Gunn was, of course, well known for his drop kick. It's a gimmick that's kind of passed from athletic wrestler to athletic wrestler. Billy Gunn had the reputation of the best dropkick in the WWF, and then it was passed to Bob Holly, and I think then it was passed to Shelton Benjamin for a while. As Road Dogg picks up the stairs, Hawk tries to move, and he just lays him out with it. If wrestling maneuvers aren't going to work, if the famous set isn't going to work, perhaps cold, hard steel will get the job done, and Hawk there possibly busted open by the contact with the stairs. Road Dogg puts him with Road Dogg throws the stairs into his face and then taunts over and picks him up. And now we've got the Road Dogg famous combination of punches. Shane McMahon had something similar, but the Road Dogg perhaps did it just a little bit better. Sadly, the shaky knee drop also requires a signature, and he's going back to the stairs. Looks like he's thinking tag team finisher. Tries to take Animal out of the picture, and does, and it looks like he's ready to try and go for the finish on Hawk, but Hawk says no, and absolutely smashes him in the face. And now it's Road Dogg's time to move out of the way. We've got a bit of a tackle going on here. If one can get the other into the corner, we could get a tag team finisher. Road Dogg desperately trying to get Hawk into the corner, but Hawk keeps battling back, trying to punch him in there. Hawk blocks, goes behind, and Irish whips the Road Dogg straight into the stairs. And we get a hot tag to Animal. Animal's had a chance to rest after taking a bit of a beating earlier. Takes down the Road Dogg. Takes down Billy Gunn. Turns around and socks the Road Dogg in the face. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, Road Dogg counters and huge blow back. But now you can see the physical effects on Road Dogg. Now his head has been damaged. Hawk is in the... Animal is in the corner, and we get a hot tag now to Billy Gunn. Animal goes down. Hawk goes down. But Animal comes straight back with a kick to the gut on Billy Gunn. These are two teams that were very, very hungry in this era. The New Age Outlaws wanted to prove that they were ready for the big time. The Legion of Doom wanted to prove that they had still got it. This was a good feud. They didn't necessarily always have the greatest matches, but in terms of storyline, in terms of kind of heart and passion, these were good matches. And they do still hold up today as a historical kind of spectacle. I mean, don't go expecting like the greatest maneuvers you have ever seen, but in terms of kind of crowd participation, in terms of having a kind of a good old-fashioned feud, it was great. Hawk takes down Billy Gunn with a rotating inverted neck breaker. Animal knocks out the Road Dogg. Road Dogg tries to come in to interfere and just gets flattened by Animal, and the 3 count for the Road Warriors is there. Unfortunately, they were never able to get the 3 count on the Legion of Doom, but here we can give them perhaps the revenge they desired. A nice little tag match there between two classic Attitude Era teams. And was the Attitude Era a big changing of the guard? The old Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Roddy Piper, all that lot went over to WCW. Bret Hart, of course, as well. The Legion of Doom weren't there for long after this particular stage to be replaced by the Attitude Era kings, Steve Austin, Triple H, Shawn Michaels for a period of time, and the New Age Outlaws, who became a very, very big part of the Attitude Era. I hope you've enjoyed this little historical retrospective and reenactment, and if you have, do give the video a like, and if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do so, as I give you wrestling action every Wednesday. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.